same page. Okay. Then we got to know about the coordinate system, how we marked this each unit. Let's say we had a graph, we had some coordinates. So let's say this point, 1, comma 1, let's say 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 0. So we had this point 1, comma 1, this point as 2, comma 2. Similarly, there was coordinate system of these units also in the LCD. So let's say 0, comma 1, 1, comma 0, 15, comma 0, right? So this was 15th column, that is the last column and the first row. Okay. So we did this. Then we talked about 4-bit and 8-bit. 8-bit. So this was using pins from DB4 to DB7. And this was using pins from DB0 to DB8. Okay. So we covered this, and faster data transfer was this one in 8-bit. Okay. But we use this 4-bit, okay, for ourselves in the starter circuit. Okay. And what we did extra, so we saw what was the function of each pin, the pins that we have over here, the function of each pin. Okay. Let's say there were VCC, V0, or let's say talk about RS, E that was enabled, right? So I covered all these concepts. Okay. And we also saw the simulation and the LED that was there in the backlight, right? Why we were using a LED, or why there was a LED pin in the LCD? It was just for the backlight, right, of the LCD. Okay, so this was a basic that we covered in the previous class. I hope now you must have remembered everything. Okay. So any student having any doubt, or else I will start with today's class. Any student? Okay, then I will start with the today's class, that is digital thermometer. Okay. So our today's project is digital thermometer. So can any student tell me, like, what is a thermometer? You must have used it for yourself. Can any student tell me? You can just raise your hand. Okay, so we have Tanvi with us. Yes, Tanvi.
Yes, sir. Thermometer is used for taking temperature of ourselves.
Okay. Have you used it yourself?
Yes, sir.
When did you use it?
Teacher, when I have fever that time.
Okay, great. Yes, Siddhi.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir. Thermometers are used to measure the temperature. And
So
digital thermometer are the quickest way to take temperature, and they have the heat sensors that determine body temperature.
So have you used this thermometer elsewhere?
Yes, sir.
Where?
Yes, digital thermometer. First, the clinical thermometers were used to take the temperature when we were having the fever, but now digital thermometers are used for the same purpose.
Okay, any other purpose or function where you have used or seen used this thermometer other than clinical method?
In manufacturing and industries.
Yes, great, Siddhi. Anyone else who wants to give a try where this thermometer is used other than let's say Tanvi told us that the medical application was there, then the manufacturing and industries. Yes, Nimisha.
Sir, it is used in malls to check the temperature.
It is used to check. You can speak, Nimisha. It's no problem. I didn't get your voice. That one.
Sir, in mall, it used to check our temperature.
Yeah, great. So any of the places where crowd is involved, let's say you are using a metro or you are going to a bus stop, or let's say anywhere where there is a crowd. So people are using this thermometer to check whether a person is sick or not because of the temperature. So that's great. Another application that I was waiting for was your labs. So in your science labs, due to COVID, you must not be going to school, but in your science lab, you will have an experiment which will be having a thermometer, a laboratory thermometer. Okay. So in which you will do an experiment of, determining the boiling point of the water and things like that. So over there also you will be using a thermometer, laboratory thermometer. Okay. So with that, okay. So Tanvi, Siddhi, are you having any doubt or something? Because you have raised your hand. You can just put your hand down. Okay. So great. So, okay. So this is a device we can say used to measure temperature. Okay. I will just write TEMP, or let me just write full. Okay. So can any student tell me like in which unit this temperature is being measured? Like you must have used it when you were sick. So in what unit do you get the reading? So we have Ishant with us. Yes, Ishant.
Yes, sir. The temperatures are measured in 3 degrees that are Celsius, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin.
No, so when you used to measure your temperature when you were sick, so in what unit did you get the
So
temperature?
we get our temperature in Celsius.
So what was the value that you used to get?
So the fever.
Your voice is breaking, Ishant.
Now it is clear, sir.
Yes, now it is clear.
The normal body temperature is
Okay, you can write in the chat box, Ishant. Your voice is breaking a lot. Okay, we have Tanmay Sandeep. Yes, Sandeep.
Yes, teacher, my name is Tanmay.
Okay, over here it is Tanmay Sandeep is written. So that is why I took your name. I'm really sorry for pronouncing your name not correctly. So yeah.
Yes, teacher. The temperature is measured in degrees.
Okay, it is measured in, like, have you used it yourself on yourself thermometer? You must have got a reading, right?
Yes,
Let's say
teacher.
it was written 96
20.
or 97. Yeah.
Yes, teacher. Like 27 degrees Celsius or 96 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay. Any other student? You can just read. Okay, Shant, is your voice clear now?
Hello, sir. Now it is clear.
Yes, now it is clear.
Yes, sir. The temperature is Celsius. When we measure the temperature in thermometer.
Okay.
And usually when the person gets a fever, the
Ishant, your voice is breaking a lot. I don't know why. Like you just say it and then it breaks up. Will be there. That is this Celsius that we will be using it for our today's digital thermometer circuit. Okay. So this was it. And the digital thermometers that you see over here, let's say there is a bulb. Okay. So you must be having a LCD screen over here and it will be showing a temperature like 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. Okay. If you measure it. So let's say the digital one. Okay. The laboratory thermometer that you will see, it will be very long. Okay. And it can measure up to more than 100 degrees Celsius. So it will be having a, let's say a tube. Okay. And in it, there will be a liquid filled. That is mercury, made of mercury. Okay. So it is a laboratory thermometer. Right now, digital thermometers are used for your clinical purposes. Okay. But you can, if you remember in your early days, you must be using this thermometer also, the mercury one. Okay. So this was the basic that I wanted to clear before this. Any student having any doubt till now? Like what is the use of thermometer or why we are using it? Because if this is clear, then we will proceed with the, rating the circuit. So any student having any doubt? Okay. So in today's, class, you can take a screenshot if you want. There is nothing so much written over here. So you can just put a yes in the chat box if you have taken the screenshot. Like later on, you can just revise it. So for that purpose. Okay, yes, great. So for our today's circuit, there will be a sensor that we will be using. In the Tinkercad, it is present. So it is a temperature sensor, okay? And the model number is TMP36, okay? This is the model number. So can any student tell me like what is a temperature sensor? Like a name will already suggest, but if you want to give a try, any student? Like the name is self-explanatory, but then also if you want to give a try. Okay, Siddhi is there. Yes, Siddhi.
Hello, sir.
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir. Temperature sensor measure degree of hotness or coolness of object. They convert it into readable unit. And in our daily lives, we use temperature sensor in form of refrigerator, thermometers, etc.
Great, Siddhi. So she said totally right. So to measure temperature, okay. So it actually senses, okay. That is why it is a sensor, okay. So it measures temperature. It is not that it will measure only the hot temperature. It can measure cool temperature also. So the example could be the temperature range of this sensor, okay, at which it operates. It is from -40 degrees Celsius to 125 degrees Celsius. I will show this to you on Tinkercad also, okay, so don't worry about it. So this is the range, okay, and temperature sensors are of different types, okay. It is not that this TMP36 module is only there. We will be using this module only because it is present in the Tinkercad, but there are different kinds of temperature sensor. And how do we, get to know that how many types are possible, okay. So it is based on principle, okay. So it is based upon different principles and technologies, okay. So example, you can, I have already shown you the laboratory thermometer or the manual, okay, and the digital thermometer. So these are two different types of thermometer. So over here, you may have a sensor in this digital, but in manual, you have a liquid called mercury, right? With which we are able to determine the temperature, okay? And let's say there is a sensor. So, okay. And how this TMP36 looks like. So let me make a diagram. So it will be having 3 terminals, okay? And there will be written TMP over there, okay? Then you have on the left side, that is the power pin, okay? Or let's say the VCC pin. Then in the middle, you have a V out, okay? So this is from where we get the signal, right, about the temperature. Then we have the GND, that is the ground, okay? So this V output gives a variable reading. Now, what do I mean by variable reading? Is that it is not giving a binary value. Let's say low or high, true or false, 0 or 1. It is giving a variable value. Let's say from 0 to 10323 we have in the Arduino. So it will be giving us a variable reading. So for this purpose, as it is giving a variable reading, let's say the temperature can be 24.6. The temperature can be 52.3. So similarly, for this variable reading, we have to connect it with the analog pin of Arduino, okay? That is why we connect this with the analog pin. I will show this to you, right, when we make the circuit. It is just for your own understanding. Okay. Then I will move on to the circuit part. Okay. So you can take a screenshot if you want, right? This is the TMP36. Okay. So you can take a screenshot and then we will move on to the Tinkercad. Okay. So today is not much theory. It was just explaining like what is temperature sensor and thermometer. Okay. So you can just put a yes in the chat box if you have taken the screenshot, and then I can, pause my screen share. And any student having any doubt, you can just raise your hand. Okay, so Vaishnavi is having doubt. Yes, Vaishnavi.
Sorry, sir. I mistakenly have raised my hand. Sorry.
Can you repeat it again? Like it was not clear what you wanted to say. Can you write it in the chat box if you are not raising your hand? Any student who was able to understand what she was saying? Okay. Actually, her voice was breaking up a little bit. So, okay, it's okay. No problem. So no student is having any doubt. So I think I'm teaching very much great. I don't know. No student is having any doubt from starting of the class. Okay, so one student is having doubt in this V output, right? This pin. So we'll see this in the Tinkercad. Okay, so don't worry. Like how we connect this with the analog pin of Arduino. Okay, it is just that, let's say this power and ground is normal work as completing the circle. Let's say there is a voltage. Okay, so there is positive, negative. This V output will give us the input to the Arduino, like what reading it is taking. Right now, this temperature sensor doesn't, take the reading in directly in Celsius. Let's say the outer temperature over here, let's say in my environment is 24 degrees Celsius. So this temperature sensor won't, give you the value as 24 degrees Celsius is the temperature, and Arduino will show it to you, like give the command to the LCD that show 24 degrees Celsius, this temperature. No, it will give some signal. That signal will be going to the Arduino, and the coding that we have done accordingly, it will convert it to a temperature reading, right? That is how it is working. That is why we are using this V output. That is the voltage that is going throughout it. Okay, and it will be a variable reading, as it can measure temperature from -40 degrees Celsius to 125 degrees Celsius. It will not, be as high or low, a binary value that we have for LED. LED takes a digital value. Why it takes a digital value? Because LED can light, let's say, and then let's say light or glow, and it will get dim. So these are the two values that you can use. Let's say you use a potentiometer that gives a variable voltage. So it can, go from, you can change the brightness of the LED, right? Let's say there is a LED. So you can change the brightness of the LED. But if you are not using a potentiometer, you are just connecting it with the digital pin. So it will glow or it will get dim. Okay. So in this, we are getting a variable reading. That is why this is the significance of V output. Okay. Now I think you will get a fair idea. Now we'll move on to Tinkercad screen only. So you will be able to get a more clear idea. Okay. Okay, you understood. Great. Okay, so you must have taken the screenshot. Now I will move on to the Tinkercad screen. Okay, I hope students you are able to see my screen. Okay. So we'll go to this create new circuit. So in the similar way that we made the previous circuit, right, we'll be making this circuit also. So what we do, we go to this component, okay, then we go into the starter option in the Arduino, and we import the LCD. Over here we saw, right? So you must have done this in your previous class only. So let it import, because this is a big circuit, so it takes time. Okay, it is here. So the half we have already done. Now what we have to do is simply add the temperature sensor module. Okay, so what you write in the search box is TEMP, and it will write, I have just written TEM, and it has automatically given me this. Okay, So you have to use this TMP36 module. Okay. This is a starter circuit, already pre-made circuit. So we won't be using it. It gives a value in voltage. So let me just show you. So if you see over here, temperature sensor is there, there's a voltage and there is a multimeter. So it will give a value in multimeter. Let me just start the simulation. So see, it will give a value in some volts, right? So this is the electrical signal that I was talking about. This volt value will go to this Arduino, and then it will give a certain, do some calculation that we will enter in our code. And then it will be able to produce a, Celsius value, right? Or Fahrenheit, and in whichever unit we want to use it. Okay. You can do some mathematics and get the value. Okay. So now I think you must be having a fair idea about it. Okay. So over here, you see this temperature sensor. Okay. I will just focus it out first because this is important for today's class. So this is the sensor. Okay. TMP is written. Then we have the terminals. So 3 terminals are there. You can see. So on the left one, we have the power, if you are able to see. Okay. Then in the center, we have the V out that I was talking about. Then on the right side, we have GND, that is the ground. So what I will do, I'll just apply this temperature sensor. Let's say I put it over here, okay, on the breadboard. And now these 2 connections are very much easy, the power and the ground. So what I will do with the power is I will connect it to the positive of the breadboard. Okay, you see this hole was positive as we had already connected. And this positive is coming from the 5 volt of the Arduino. Okay. So what I do, I just connect this row with this. And you must be knowing that in breadboard, these whole rows are interconnected. As you can see, these green marks, right? So this shows that whole, pins are connected in each other. So if I connect it from here only, it will be connected to the power pin only. Okay. And I will mark the color as positive or like red. So it signifies that this is the positive one. And then let's say I connect this with the negative because it is ground. So I will have to mark it as black. Okay. And students, why we are using this red and black is just for right now. It might be clear that let's say this is power and ground. But when you will be making physically the circuit, what happens is, let's say you take the backside of this temperature sensor and join. So these ground and power will inter-exchange, right? So for that purpose, to have a clear thought that what is power and what is ground, we actually try to mark these colors. Okay, so that our components don't get break out. Okay, let's say you connected like opposite, right? So you must be not be, your circuit won't work, or let's say it gets busted out. Okay, so that could happen. Okay, so for that purpose, then comes this V out. Okay, so as I said, we have to connect it with the analog pins on the Arduino. So you must have studied about this analog pins in your Arduino class that were from A0 to A5. Okay, so what I will do, I will just connect it with, let's say, A0. So what I do, from this port, I take this wire so that you are able to see it clearly, and I take it to A0. And I will mark this color, like the color of the wire, as, let's say, gray is not used. So I will mark it as gray. Okay. So this was the whole circuit connection that you need for the digital thermometer, right? You just have to connect the temperature sensor. So what you do is you take the screenshot, okay, of the circuitry, then we will move on to the coding part. Okay. You just have to remember that it will be connected to the analog pin, that is A0. According to your coding, you may change the pin also. So we'll see how. Okay. And then there is positive and negative, that is the ground. So you can just put a yes in the chat box if you have made the circuit. Okay, yes is there. Okay, great. So now we'll move on to the coding part. Okay, so first, this was the basic code that was there already. So what we have to do, we have to remove it. Okay, as I've got the code already written, I will share it to you, so don't worry about it. Okay, so let me just first of all show this to you. So this is the code that we'll be needing for the circuit. Okay, so you can take a screenshot of this code, and I will also share this code in the chat box also, so that you don't have to write it yourself. But the thing will be that it might get, a little bit wrong. Let's say in the syntax error, let's say this comma or semicolon may get in the next line. So you have to remember the syntax of this code. Okay. So this is important. First of all, take a screenshot. Okay. Okay, one student is saying that he knows the shortcut. That's great, student. But actually, I make the circuits in the physical, right? I'm not so much into the Tinkercad. So I just take it for my own knowledge to simulate, and then I go towards making the physical circuit. But that's great. You must be knowing, so your workflow becomes fast. Okay. If I upload it on YouTube. Actually, it is not allowed right now. I just have to take the physical classes live. So that is why I won't be able to upload it. So I think students must have taken the screenshot. What I will do, I'll just copy paste it in the chat box also. Most probably the code may get hindered a little bit. So what you do is you try to look like if there is a certain mistake in the code or not. Okay. So I have pasted the code in the chat box. What you do, you take let's say, copy paste in your WhatsApp. Okay. And then later on, when you are making the circuit, then you can, just copy paste it and see if there is any syntax error, right? When you will run, so there will be a syntax error, but try to, make it the one like I have made in the notepad. Okay. So now over here, I will just paste it. So we have the code over here. So now we will move line by line about the code, like what it is saying in line 1 and then later on. Okay. So this line 1, I think you must have already seen this line 1. So can any student tell me what does this line 1 means? Okay. So sir, we can't copy messages in Zoom chats. So like, I think other students were able to of different class. Then you could, just take the consult the screenshot only. Okay. It may take time, let's say 15 to 20 minutes, not more than that, but try to, see the blanks also. Like there is a blank given over there. Input is in capital letters and something like that. Don't consult these lines if you don't want. Let's say this one. So this is a comment, actually 2 backslash are there. So it is a comment. So you don't need to put that up. It's just for your own understanding. Okay. So you can just remove these lines if you want, these backslash lines. Okay. It will be marked as brown in the coding. Oh, all right. If you are able to see, this is in brown color. Let's say this is in brown color. So these are comments. Okay. So can any student tell me what is the significance of the first line? You can just raise your hand. We already used it in our previous class. Okay, so in the chat box, only students are active. Okay, that's great. So library command. Great. So basically this is a library, right? Liquid crystal.h, because of which we are able to use these functions: LCD begin, LCD print, LCD set cursor, right? So from the help of this library, we are able to use these functions. Okay. That's great. Then comes this line 3. That is actually a comment. So it is just about telling initialize the numbers that we already did in the previous class. So they were liquid crystal LCD. Then 12, 11 were, let me just again show it to you. So 12, 11 were RS, that was the register select, and E enable. So it used to enable the LCD. So for that 12, 11, then comes this 5, 4, 3, 2. That were the DB pins. So we were using this LCD on a 4-bit mode or a 8-bit mode. Can you tell me in the chat box, was it 4-bit mode or 8-bit mode? Okay, great. So one student is naughty, he is saying 8-bit. Okay. So try to mention that in your test paper also, and you will get a good marks in your score sheet. So, okay. So 4-bit mode. Okay. So it is 4-bit mode. Okay, student. Okay. Great. So we are using it in a 4-bit mode. So we have 5, 4, 3, 2 pins that we have selected over here, right? Digital pins, and they are connected to DB4 to DB7, right? For 4-bit mode, we use DB4 to DB7. Okay. And for the 8-bit mode, we use DB0 to DB7. So you can see 4-bit mode, let's say these are just 4 wires, 4 values, DB4, DB5, DB6, DB7. And 8-bit mode, we are using 8 wires. So due to 8 wires, the data transfer speed is more. So that is the basic difference that you can understand. So right now we are using a 4-bit mode LCD. Okay. So this liquid crystal LCD will be clear to you now. Okay. Sir, can you share the code again? Okay, I will just share you. Okay. You can take the screenshot again, students. I don't think there is any other mode, of sharing this with you. So you can just take a screenshot and consult, okay? And then, say yes. Acha, in the chat box, how do you zoom your screen? So I just share my screen, student. Okay. I think you now must have taken the screenshot, okay? I will again copy it in the chat box if you want, but there will be syntax error, okay? Let me just share it. Okay, I've shared it again, okay, student? Okay. So try to focus right now on the teaching that, the thing that I'm teaching right now, the concept I'm teaching, right, about each line, okay? Then later on, we will be having time to, clarify your doubts, okay? So don't worry. So now this comes, right, line number 6, that is, we are defining, right, our pin temp. So we have taken a variable, let's say pin temp, okay? So pin is small over here and then temp. So 7th class student who are having a doubt over here, what they did was they made it a small t, right? And then over here, they made big T. So you have to be uniform in your coding. So they were getting a lot of error. So try to, see this small mistake, right? It is a small mistake. What they did, they made it a small t. But what happened was when they started the simulation, they were having errors, okay? So try to be uniform. So pin temp A0. So we chose A0 pin over here, as you can see. So we have just defined it, okay? Then comes this word setup, right? So in the void setup, we have to get our values in the serial monitor also. So for that purpose, we have written serial begin 9600. Then comes this pin mode. So our pin temp is actually an input. We are getting an input through this, okay, in a form of voltage. So we have taken this as pin mode, pin temp input. Then comes this the previous command only, LCD begin 16,2, so 16 columns and 2 rows, okay. Then comes this LCD print. So I have just written today's temperature. Okay. Then comes this void loop. So in this void loop, you can see float. So we are using this float as we can have a temperature in the decimal value. So for that purpose, we are using this float data type. Okay. Let's say our temperature is 24.6. So it has to be shown on this LCD. So for that decimal, we are using this float. Okay. Actually, I'm not connected on the school WhatsApp group, so I won't be able to share it to you like over there. Okay. So float temperature. Okay. Analog read pin temp 5.0 divided by 1024. So basically, this is a basic calculation that we are doing. Okay. So if you can see, so we are giving an input of 5 volts, then taking like we are grounding it. So this 5 volts has to be connected into a variable reading, right? So that is why we have divided it into 1024 parts, so that it is getting divided into an analog reading, and we are getting an analog reading over here in the Arduino. And then we are doing some maths a little bit, right? I won't go into the depth of it because then the class won't be able to complete. Okay. So you just copy it. Okay. This later part. Okay. It is just for showing it to the degree Celsius. Okay. Then comes this LCD set cursor. So this is 0,1. What was 0,1? 0 was the row. So it will be the leftmost row and 1 will be the second row. Okay. Suryanshu, are you having any doubt?
Yes, sir. We can get code. We can copy code. Sir, you first copy this link.
So I think I must have told you in the previous class to get our values in a line by line format, or else it will go into the horizontal and we won't be able to understand what is, we are getting a value, right? Then comes a delay of 1000 milliseconds. That is 1 second. So the value will change after 1 second on the serial monitor. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just start the simulation for all of you. Okay. So now the simulation has started. So let me just remove the code. And over here, you will be able to see today's temperature. Temperature hasn't come like a full because there are only 16 columns as we did, right? So it is more than 16. So it is showing half. Then comes this from 0,1. We have this temperature 24.71. How we are getting this? So if you will just tap this temperature sensor, you will see over here, we can give a variable value. Let's say the outside temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. If we take it to its minimum, that is minus 40 degrees Celsius, you will see a change in the LCD value also, minus 40.23. And if I increase it to its maximum, 125 degrees Celsius, you will see 124.80. So there is a slight difference in the, let's say, the calculation part. It is due to, we cannot have an exact value due to this calculation. Okay. This was the nearest that I could get. Okay. So 124, so a small 0.2 difference is over here. Okay. So we don't have to worry about it. Okay. So you can see if you just give a variable, let's say there is a variable temperature outside. So it will give a variable voltage output from here. It will be from 5 volt to 0 volt. As we have given an input of 5 volt and getting a output like the grounding gate. So there will be a voltage between 0 to 5 volts, and we have divided from 1024 to get an analog reading. Okay, as we have connected to the analog pin. So this was the whole like the circuit that I wanted to share with you. What I do, I just remove this today's. Let me just write only temperature. Then let's start the simulation and we'll get the whole wording over here. So see, we have got the temperature. What you do, you write your name also. You can just, do anything that you want. Also, we are getting this value in Celsius. Okay. So there is also a calculation where you can, convert this Celsius into Fahrenheit. So I've just shared you, like there was another unit of Fahrenheit, or let's say Kelvin. So there is some mathematical calculation that is involved over here only. So yeah, later on you can just, try to make it on your own. Okay. Right now, what is important is just this circuit. Okay. I already told you about what is the function of this potentiometer, this resistor, right? So yeah, that is pretty much it. Okay. And I hope you are now able to, also like from this link of Suryanshu shared like with us. So you will be able to, consult the code also. You can go to this code and copy paste it. But I have explained you each and every line, what is the meaning of each and every line. Let's say this define pin temperature A0, pin mode, the input. So it is getting actually the input. So that is very much important. Okay. So in the question paper, or let's say paper, you won't be getting this code, okay, to write yourself. So there will be some MCQ questions only. So it is just for your understanding, so that later on when you will be making some circuits, right? Or let's say you are on Tinkercad only, so you know what is happening in each and every line, right? It is not some alien language to you. Okay. So yeah, with that, I will be not ending the class right now. I will be just ending myself. And if you students are having any doubt, right, from previous classes also, let's say of LCD only, so you can just ask it, okay, by raising your hand. I will also see the chat box, but try to, raise your hand so that I'm able to, clearly able to clear your doubt on one-on-one. Okay. CPD is no longer shared. Like when I will, close the class, or let's say close this, let's say Tinkercad, then I think you will be able to log in, because too many students will be logging in. Okay. So you can try it in evening also. It is not that you have to just log in right now. Okay. Might be that. Okay. So, okay, students, you can ask doubt from the coding part, or let's say from here. You can just ask. Let's say in the last class, what we did, we changed this set cursor. So let's say I want my temperature value in the center. What I do, I change my column. Row will be the second one. That is 1. So let's say I take it as 5. Let I remove 0 and put 5. So let me now start the simulation. And over here, you will see there will be a shift in the temperature value that you see over here, 24.71, right? And let's say I have to give the space over here in the temperature. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces are remaining. What I do, I just put a space in this temperature. Let's say I just press spacebar 2 times. Okay. Now let's see start simulation, and you will see that now it will be centrally placed, right, on the LCD. So this looks a little bit more presentable. Okay. So that is how you can do some changes in the code, right? So yeah, you can delay the function also, like the loop in the function. Let's say you take it to 1 millisecond only. What will happen is you are getting a value on the serial monitor. So let's say it is showing 24.71. Same value will be shown on the serial monitor also. Let's say I change it on the temperature sensor. I take it to -40. So you see the change over here in the LCD, -40.23, and see the change on the serial monitor also, -40.23. And when I take it to its maximum, 125, so 124.80, 124.80. Why we are getting this decimal value is just because of this float data type that I'm showing. Okay, so this float is used for a decimal value to get, right? So I think now it will be much clear. Okay, so some students circuit is also working, so that's great. So that is a prominent circuit that you have made, right? This digital thermometer, it has a physical significance in the world. So you can also show it to your friends and family members. Okay, although it is just a like a digital simulation, but also you can now make it, like if you want to give a try, you can make it physically also. Okay, as you have already simulated the circuit, so it will be working fine. Okay, so that